Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Tawfaz Pradana, and in this video I will present a reflection and summary of what I have learned in the Islamic Studies Methodology course throughout this semester. The purpose of this presentation is not only to review each meeting, but also to explain how the topics are connected to one another and how they contribute to a deeper understanding of Islamic from academic perspective. So let us begin with the first stage of the course. In meeting 1, we discuss the course overview and learning contract. We learn about the objectives of the course, assessment methods, classroom expectations, and the importance of active participation. This meeting provided a foundation for the entire semester because it helped us understand what we would study and why it is important. Building on this foundation, in meeting 2 introduced us to Islamic studies methodology. In this meeting, we learned that Islam can be studied not only as a religion but also as an academic field. We explored the importance of using scientific and systematic methods when studying religious phenomena. This topic encourages us to think critically and objectively while still respecting religious value. After understanding the basic concept of methodology, we move to meeting 3, which focuses on the history of Islamic studies in the world. We examine how Islamic studies developed from classical Muslim scholarship to modern academic institutions around the world. This historical perspective showed us that the study of Islam has continuously evolved according to social and intellectual development. The discussion naturally led to meeting 4, religion in human life. In this meeting, we explored the role of religion in shaping human behavior, values, and social relationships. We learned that religion is not only a personal belief system but also an important social institution that influences communities and civilization. This understanding helped us to recognize why religion remains relevant in modern society. After examining the importance of religion in human life, we continue with meaning 5, characteristics and dimensions of Islamic teachings. Here we studied the fundamental components of Islam including Aqidah, worship, morality, and social regulation. We learned that Islam is a comprehensive way of life that addresses both spiritual and worldly matters. This meeting strengthened our understanding of the unique characteristics that distinguish Islamic teaching. To deepen this understanding, meeting 6 discussed Islam as a cultural phenomenon. This topic was particularly interesting because it highlighted the relationship between divine teachings and human culture. We learned that while Islamic principles originate from revelation, their implementation often interact with local traditions and cultural practices. This perspective helps us appreciate the diversity of Muslim societies across the world. Meeting 7 was our midterm examination. Although it was an assessment session, it also served as an opportunity to review and integrate the concept we had learned during the first half of the semester. The examination encouraged us to evaluate our understanding and identify areas that require further improvement. After the midterm examination, we entered the second major phase of the course. Meeting 8 introduced us to various methods in Islamic studies. We learned that different research approaches can be used to analyze religious issues. These approaches include historical, sociological, anthropological, philosophical, and theological methods. Understanding these methods is essential because each method provides a different perspective on the same phenomenon. Building upon these methodological approaches, meeting 9 explored the distinction between research on religion and religious research. At first, these concepts seem similar, but we learn that they have important differences. Religious research often focus on sacred texts and doctrinal issues, while research on religion examines how religion functions within society and human behavior. This distinction is crucial for academic research because it determines the research objective and methodology. This discussion is directly connected to meeting 10, Tafsir Research Models. In this meeting, we examine how scholars interpret the Quran through different approaches and frameworks. We learned that Quranic interpretation involves systematic analysis and intellectual effort. Various methods of interpretation allow scholars to understand the meaning of the Quran in different contexts and historical situations. Following our study of Quranic interpretation, meeting 11 focus on Hadith research models. We learn how scholars verify and evaluate the authenticity of hadiths through religious academic procedures. Concepts such as sanad and matan analysis demonstrate the scientific nature of classical Islamic scholarship. This meeting showed us that Muslim scholars developed sophisticated methods of verification long before modern research methodologies emerged. After studying the two primary sources of Islam, we learned to meeting 12. Ijtihad as a source and method in Islamic studies. This topic emphasized the dynamic nature of Islamic thought. We learned that ijtihad enables scholars to address contemporary issues that may not have exist during earlier period of Islamic history. Through ijtihad, Islamic teachings remain relevant and responsive to changing social conditions. These meetings demonstrated that Islam is not a static tradition but a living intellectual framework capable of adapting to new challenges. How, having understood how Islamic scholarship respond to change, we move to meeting 13. Islamic is the era of globalization. Islam is the era of globalization. We analyze how globalization influenced religious practice, communication, education, and cultural exchange. Technology has created new opportunities for Islamic learning while also introducing new challenges. This meeting encouraged us to think critically about the relationship between religion and modern technological development. The discussion of globalization naturally continued into meeting 14, Dynamic of Contemporary Islam. We explored various trends, movements, and debates within modern Muslim societies. We learned that contemporary Islam is diverse and influenced by different social, political, and cultural contexts. These meetings helped us to understand why Muslim communities may respond differently to similar issues while remaining part of the same global religious tradition. Finally, we concluded the semester with meeting 15, Islamic Studies Religion. In these meetings, we examine how Islam is practiced and studied in different parts of the world. We observe that although Muslims share the same fundamental beliefs, religion, histories, and cultures contribute to diverse expressions of Islamic life. Examples from Southeast Asia, Middle East, Africa, and Europe illustrated the richness and diversity of the Muslim world. Looking back at all 15 meetings, we can see a clear progression of learning. The course began with fundamental concepts, continued with historical and theoretical discussion, introduced methodological approaches, examined primary Islam sources, and concluded with temporary and global perspective. Each, each topic supported the next, creating a comprehensive understanding of Islamic studies as an academic discipline. From a personal perspective, this course has helped me develop a more critical and analytical way of thinking. I have learned that studying Islam and academically does not weaken faith. Instead, it provides a deeper appreciation of Islamic teaching and their relevance in contemporary society. From an academic perspective, one of the most important lessons is that Islamic studies should engage with other fields of knowledge, such as sociology, anthropology, history, politics, and technology. Interdisciplinary and approaches enable us to understand religious issues more comprehensively and propose meaningful solutions to real-world problems. In conclusion, in conclusion, Islam studies methodology is more than a course about religion. It is a course that teaches us how to think systematically, critically, and objectively about religious knowledge. Through this course, we have learned to appreciate both the spiritual and intellectual dimension of Islam while recognizing its relevance in a rapidly changing world. So thank you for your attention and for watching this presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.